brought to you by Thomas Allgeier and Frennis. This edition highlights key LinkedIn posts on next-gen vehicle intelligence in weeks 27 and 28. Frennis supports Tier 1 automotive suppliers with early-stage market validation for their R&D efforts by combining secondary research, direct OEM expert interviews, and facilitated customer meetings. You can find more info in the description.
Welcome, everyone.
Yeah, welcome. So we are so glad you're joining us for this deep dive. Today, our mission is to distill the absolute top next-gen vehicle intelligence trends that we've been seeing across LinkedIn over the past 2 weeks.
Right, and there is a lot to cover. I mean, we're really unpacking some massive core themes today. We're seeing this rapid consolidation of software-defined vehicle architectures, or SDVs, plus all the geopolitical and regulatory hurdles that are basically rewriting the rulebook right now.
Yeah.
And, of course, the industry's critical leap from just software-defined mobility to actual AI-defined mobility.
It's honestly a wild time to be tracking this stuff. I mean, the mobility industry is moving so fast right now that an architecture can become completely outdated before the car even hits the dealership lot.
Oh, absolutely. It's moving at breakneck speed.
So let's just jump right in. I want to start with that fundamental shift happening beneath the hood. Jaywant Mahajan posted this really great observation recently. He noted that for years, cars have just accumulated ECUs, electronic control units.
Right.
And he compared it to like a messy closet just accumulating junk over the decades. You want a new feature, you just toss another ECU in there.
Which is just a nightmare for engineering.
Exactly. So Jaywant's point was that the true SDV winners aren't going to be the ones just, adding the most lines of code.
Yeah.
The winners are the ones who are aggressively using zonal architecture to remove wiring, cut weight, and just strip out that massive hardware complexity.
I totally agree. And to build on that, Yanesh Naidu shared this really striking observation about Volkswagen in China.
Oh, yeah, I saw that one.
Right. Because while everyone else was obsessing over VW's overall sales numbers in that market, Yanesh was looking at their engineering speed, which is the metric that actually matters right now.
Right. How fast can they iterate?
Exactly. So VW actually stripped out 30% of their ECUs.
Wow. 30%.
Yep, 30%. And by doing that, they cut their development costs by up to 50%. They basically took the ID, UNYX-08, from concept to mass production in just 24 months.
That is insane for legacy auto.
Right. And the new electronic architecture, the CEA, that was done in 18 months. They basically halved their legacy timeline.
Okay, I have to push back a little bit here, though, because stripping out the hardware sounds great on paper, right? It's like upgrading from a room full of bulky filing cabinets to just a single smartphone.
Yeah, that's a good analogy.
But consolidating all that raw computing power into just a few central nodes, that must create massive, massive heat.
Oh, you are spot on. That is the huge physical roadblock right now. And it's exactly what Matt Damasceno brought up in his insights.
Right.
When you have centralized processors running sensor fusion, plus the AI, plus basic vehicle controls all at once, it turns thermal management from just a basic component-level problem into a critical system-level challenge.
Because everything relies on that one node.
Exactly. If it overheats, it impacts everything from your EV battery range all the way up to your AI capability.
So we're essentially replacing a wiring problem with a thermodynamics problem.
Pretty much, yeah. Speaking of that centralized architecture, we have to talk about the software that's actually running on it.
Let's do it.
So Satyabrata Pradhan pointed out this massive shift happening in the operating system battleground. For a long time, we've thought of Android Automotive OS, or AAOS, as just the infotainment layer, right?
Yeah, like maps and music.
Right. But Satyabrata noted that as of March 2026, it is expanding way beyond the screens. It's moving into safety-relevant controllers.
Wait, really? Like what kind of controllers?
Things like seat actuators, the climate systems, and even the instrument clusters.
Okay, wait, hold on. Open source Android handling functional safety.
Yeah.
How does an OEM manage ISO 26262 compliance when you have Google pushing an upstream update? Like, what if an update breaks your instrument cluster while you're driving?
It sounds terrifying, right?
Yeah.
But that is the exact problem the industry is solving right now. Fedor Rivero and Matthias Boinig highlighted a new white paper from ETS and Bosch that tackles this head-on.
Oh, okay. What's the workaround?
The solution they're pushing is a platform of platforms approach.
Okay.
So basically, you pair Google's AAOS, which handles all those dynamic cloud-native features, with something like Eclipse S-Core. And Eclipse handles the highly deterministic, safety-critical workloads.
Ah, I see. So you basically sandbox the fun stuff from the critical stuff.
Exactly. They run side by side, but strictly isolated.
That makes total sense. And, watching this software unification happen, it's just moving so incredibly fast, especially in the commercial space.
Oh, the trucking side is fascinating right now.
Right. Robert O. had this great post about Trotton One OS. In just 12 months, they onboarded 200 engineers and built a single software platform. Wow.
And it runs trucks across 4 major distinct brands. You've got Scania, MAN International, and VW Truck and Bus, all running on the same unified OS.
That level of alignment across 4 legacy brands in 1 year is just phenomenal.
It really is. But, while the engineers are out there brilliantly solving this software puzzle, the geopolitics and the regulators are throwing up massive roadblocks.
Oh, yeah. The compliance side is getting brutal.
It's getting so complicated. Ambrose Conroy had the stark warning about the new U.S. connected vehicle rule, specifically 15 CFR Part 791.
Right.
Under this rule, Polestar is officially banned from the U.S. market, starting with model year 2027.
Which sent shockwaves through the industry. And if you look at the context provided by Jeffrey Gertz and Brandon Barry, it really clarifies why this happened, because it wasn't about where the car was physically built.
Right. Polestar builds cars in South Carolina.
Exactly. It was strictly about the Chinese ultimate corporate ownership. Geely owns them.
Okay.
And it was about their inability to fully decouple from software that was sourced from an adversarial nation. But wait, Volvo is also owned by Geely.
Yes.
Why did they get a pass?
Well, it's not that they got a pass, it's that Volvo complied.
Yeah.
Because their U.S. market share is so huge, it actually justified the massive, massive cost of ripping out and replacing that software. For Polestar, the compliance math just didn't work out.
Wow. So the code literally decides if the car can exist in a market.
Exactly.
And it's not just international trade rules, right? Regulation is hitting the actual dashboard design now.
Yeah. Regulators are getting very hands-on.
Qingyi Chen highlighted the UK Automated Vehicles Act. This one blew my mind. It makes it a literal criminal offense in the UK to use terms like self-driving or autonomous to market L0 to L2 ADS vehicles.
So no more misleading marketing for advanced cruise control.
None. It's a criminal offense. And then over in China, Adam Bernard noted this draft law that is mandating physical buttons for critical functions.
Oh, finally.
Right, like for hazard lights and wipers. It's basically ending the era of those completely screen-only controls.
I think a lot of drivers will be very happy about that. But, this regulatory tightening connects directly back to data privacy, too.
Oh, for sure.
Matt Scaffo posted about the GM OnStar litigation recently, which is a perfect example. GM actually paid a $12.75 million penalty in California.
Just for data sharing.
Yeah, for allegedly sharing connected vehicle driving data, so things like hard braking and speeding. They were sending that telemetry to third-party data brokers.
Who were then selling it to insurance companies.
Exactly. And all of this was happening without clear, explicit consent from the drivers.
That is so sketchy. Imagine your insurance premium spiking because you had to brake hard for a squirrel and you have no idea how they even know about it.
It's exactly why data governance is becoming a massive liability issue.
Yeah. So, okay, let's connect the dots here. We've got consolidated hardware, we've got unified software platforms, and we've got really tight, aggressive regulations. What is the final form of all this?
Well, the industry is definitely shifting. Aladdin Amdi and Romain Chapman both posted about this really critical transition from SDVs, the software-defined vehicles, to ADVs.
AI-defined vehicles.
Exactly. Where AI isn't just an add-on, it actually drives the continuous learning and the core perception of the car.
Nakul Duggal from Qualcomm had a great phrase for this. He called it the era of physical AI.
Oh, I like that.
Because it's moving off of our screens and into the real physical world.
Right. And you see the big players preparing for this. Inabe UEFO noted that VW's Cariad just opened this massive 1,000-person campus in Berlin.
1,000 people.
1,000 people. And it is dedicated entirely to AI-powered mobility.
That is a huge investment. But let's do a bit of a reality check here on full autonomy, because we've been promised robotaxis for a while.
True.
Jamie Bennett pointed out that there are actually nearly 1,500 commercially registered autonomous vehicles in Texas right now, mostly Waymo and Vereed.
That's a lot of metal on the road.
It is. And Farhat Babakan even published this crazy field guide. He took over 170 robotaxi rides just to analyze the different tech stacks in the real world.
Which is fantastic research. But we have to temper that excitement with some hard data.
Yeah.
Junko Yoshida brought up some really sobering stats from Austin.
Okay.
Despite all the millions of miles driven, Austin recorded 47 separate incidents in just 3 months where robotaxis interfered with emergency responders.
Oh, man. 47 in 3 months.
Yeah. And it raises this really critical, almost philosophical question. The AV companies expect first responders to learn how to deal with their cars. But when will the AVs learn to seamlessly interact with human emergency crews?
Right, because an AI doesn't understand a firefighter waving it away with their hands.
Exactly. It can't read human context yet.
That is such a fascinating bottleneck. You know, I want to leave you, the listener, with a final thought to mull over, building on all this.
Go for it.
Think back to Yanesh Naidu's point about Volkswagen earlier.
The 24-month development cycle.
Yeah. They solved the software-defined vehicle to completely cut down their development time. But the physical assembly machines, the factories themselves, still take 18 to 24 months to design and commission.
Oh, right.
So the car got faster to design, but the factory didn't. The next massive frontier in this industry isn't just the software-defined car. It's the software-defined assembly line.
Wow. Yeah, that is the real bottleneck now.
Exactly. If you enjoyed this episode, new episodes drop every 2 weeks. Also check out our other editions on electrification and battery technology, future mobility and market evolution, and commercial fleet insights.
Thank you so much for hanging out with us for this deep dive. Don't forget to hit subscribe.
Thanks for listening, everyone. See you on the next one.